beautiful place here in Tahoe, just South Lake Tahoe, just probably 3 miles away from downtown area. So it's very nice, very small. There's a lake right here, that little pond with the smaller fish. That's where all these families are fishing for, because they're a little bit easier to catch. And then myself in the smaller pond, but they call it the Whopper pond, because these they hold like 4 to 6 pound trout. They're hatchery trout, so they're not wild by any means, but they're still fun to catch. So my objective for this trip is not for me to catch it, but for my family to catch their big ones, because they haven't caught a big one before. Just asked permission for the owner if we can use these little guys, mini tubes, and he said yeah. And my family is right there eating a nice little picnic. And we're gonna fish these this little pond, but there's some good 5 to 6 pounders in this pond. I see with my polarized glasses around 10 5-pounders, and then over there where it's really crowded, there's like 300 1-pound trout. Really fun for the family, but this one is where I want to target the bigger guys. All right, so fishing these crappie max, all you have to do is get these hollow tubes. They come in packs like this, and the one that's really killer for catching trout is the Melon Gold Shiner. They come in a pack of 10. They're like $1.50 or $1.99. And then you buy these little squirt heads, 132 ounce. That's the key, because you want to have the lightest weight possible, so it could be buoyant in the water or remain in the water column longer than the heavier ones. So basically what you do is you put the jig head into the hollow body, just like this, and feed it all the way through the head, all the way, and then puncture the hole of the squirt head on top, and that's how you can target the trout. You're trying to get a reaction bite, and that gold glitter shimmer from the tail, that's really gonna drive that trout really wild. So what I'm using here is a 132 ounce mini jig, a Melon Gold Shiner, and on a 500 FD Sedona 2-pound test, and that's all I'm using to catch these trout. All right, let's catch some trout. You're gonna use a mini jig. You're gonna try to catch a trout using a reaction bite. By all means, it's not a particular thing they normally eat. They normally eat worms, so how are you gonna catch it is a reaction bite. So a lot of times you see the trout go like left to right or swimming like horizontal. You want to cast it like 3 yards in front of where it's gonna be. So if the trout was there and it's gonna come this way, you see he's following it. You want to cast it right where it's going to be. When you have it, when you throw it out there, as soon as you throw it, do little twitches, like erratic twitches. You see my rod tip? Yeah. It's going like that. That's gonna make the tube go like this, and that's gonna really entice the trout. It's really about throw and repeat, throw and repeat. So let's go over here so people can see it a little bit better. So right here is a good place. So for example, if the trout was going left to right, I like to cast it where the trout's gonna be, and then do the erratic tail action. Sometimes they don't go for it, but every now and then they will, and that's when you set the hook. Okay, the one to the right is bigger, right here. You see that one? Look, 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 look. You want to net it, Dad? So using 2-pound test, using a lure. Everyone else here is using worms, not really biting the worms. So using that tube jig to get that reaction bite. Always want constant tension when fighting these fish, and really just let it get tired, because you can't really horse these fish. Always keep the rod tip down so they don't jump. My dad here for the net job. It's okay, Dad. Right. It's a pretty good fight. There it is. There you go. Yeah, it's nice one. So again, here at the Tahoe Trout Farm.
That's the biggest one you got.
And my dad here to help with the net. Nice. But right here on that little jig. So everyone else is using worms, but all the trout here are so used to seeing worms that it's good now and then to use something fake. Just like this guy. Jiggling its tail really entices the fish. And again, this fish here is a hatchery fish. It's not wild by any means. All right, first fish. That was really close. Okay, again, same thing. There you go, Mom. Okay, close it right away. Go, set it. There you go. Yay, my mom's first fish. All right, reel it in, reel it in. Keep reeling, keep reeling. There we go. There you go. Yeah, that's a nice one. My mom's first fish.
And he got it!
Yay! Nice. Nice fish. Look. Nice fish. First fish. Good job, Mom. So my mom's first trout. Go. Hold it sideways. There you go. Obviously my mom's first time catching a fish. And then this is my sister's first hatchery trout. So take your time. There you go. That's a nice fish. Nice, Lisa.
Bigger than that?
Yeah, wait. And then look at that. Nice, probably a good 4 or 5 pounder on that mini jig. Again, not using worms because they're used to the worms, using a fake bait, specifically a crappie or a trout jig, getting the trout to bite on the reaction bite. That's what it is when you're catching these nice rainbow trout. All right, so you have to hold it up and I'll take a picture of you. Nice trout, Risa. Nice trout here in Lake Tahoe. All right, so let's rinse it real quick. There you go. Nice one. Here you go. Nice one. Nice hatchery trout using a mini jig. All right, so we're here in Lake Tahoe at the trout farm. It is a very wonderful place to fish, to take the family, friends. It's a hatchery pond. It's not a wild place. It's not a wild trout that you catch here. It's all hatchery trout. This place has been here for more than 70 years. And they stock right here. They're stocking the trout from Mount Lassen. That's where they get the hatchery trout. There's a nice aquaculture farm over there where they hatch all these trout, and they go to these little wonderful places such as the Tahoe Trout Farm to stock these trout, to have beginner type fishermen to catch these trout. At the Tahoe Trout Farm, they provide the equipment. All you have to do is pay for the fish you catch. So it's a pay lake, obviously. They have to make money. So how they make money is you pay for the length of the fish you catch. So for example, if you catch a 20-inch fish, it's gonna cost more than a 10-inch trout fish. This is how my dad catches fish. No fishing pole, just a net. Where's it? Oh, right here, right here. It is. And that's how you catch a fish without a fishing pole.